What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Daily Upside. I'm your host, Keenan Rivals. This is your first time here. Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you're going to want to watch this every day. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Twitter at High Upside Show. We do some really cool tweets over there. I'm doing this new series called This or That, where I kind of throw up two cards and have you guys debate about it. You can engage in that on Instagram, but you can kind of see the results on Twitter as well. You see, we did one a little while back for Luca. And, if you would have looked at this chart, he probably would have made some money because that Trey Young card is up. So, yeah, definitely follow me on Twitter. A lot of value there. Also, be sure to hit me on Instagram. This is kind of where we do our thing at. We post charts, we post updates, we do really fun things with NBA Top Shot because that's a play. So, yeah, be sure to shoot me a follow on Instagram at High Upside Show. I know a lot of you aren't following me because I have more subscribers on YouTube than I do on Instagram and Twitter. So definitely need you guys' love on that side of things as well. Getting into the show, we got some minor NBA news. You guys might have seen this yesterday. Apparently, the Sixers are open to trading Ben Simmons, but then Daryl Morey was saying that he didn't want to trade Ben Simmons. It's kind of a cluster, you know what? Uh, but it wouldn't be Sixers basketball if it wasn't. So yeah, people are wondering if Philadelphia will regret trading Ben Simmons for James Harden. I'm actually all for this as a Ben Simmons investor, as a fan of Ben Simmons. I would love to see him go play with Christian Wood and a bunch of jump shooters. I actually couldn't find a better fit for him. Would he struggle in the West? Probably, but they're not like dominating in the East either. So I think this would be a really good trade. I'm actually crossing my fingers and hoping this happens because I just want to see Ben Simmons have his own team. But yeah, I think the Sixers would regret it. I didn't even read this article in its full length, but I think that the Sixers would regret it. Sure, Ben Simmons can't, launch up 3 pointers or give you 50 points a game, but he just does so many things that the average basketball player or just the average star doesn't do. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Are you a Ben Simmons fan? Are you a James Harden fan? I tend to ask these questions and a lot of you don't chime in. I need you guys to chime in on this one. Who are you rocking with? Let me know in the comments, Ben Simmons or James Harden. And other news, speaking of the Rockets, I thought this was pretty funny, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Eric Gordon was saying Christian Wood was, Anthony Davis-esque. So that's pretty interesting. I can kind of see what he's saying. I don't think he's saying that Christian Wood is as good as a player as Anthony Davis, but I think he's saying, hey, as a tall, lengthy forward, he has those same tools. He's able to kind of go inside, go outside, play defense. Christian Wood might be a bad guys. I actually picked up his Donruss rookie about a year or two ago when he announced that he was with the Pistons. It was a serial number to 10. It was a press proof gold. And I sold it for like $300, which was like a lot of money back then because I paid like $50 for it. I'm sure that card's worth a pretty penny today. Christian Wood cards are on fire, and rightfully so. I mean, he dropped 27 points and 10 boards. So, he might be a bucket this year. I would love to see Ben Simmons play with him. Let me know what you guys think. Is he the next AD or is that Cap? We're going to keep it here for the young folks. Is that Cap or is he the next AD? Anyway, let's get into some sports cards news. That's kind of it for the NBA. I made a video about fractional investing yesterday. It didn't do that well, probably because I uploaded it at 4 o'clock because it was a lot. I scheduled the video to come up at 9, but I did it at 9 p.m. So anyway, as soon as I uploaded the video, about an hour later, I got a text message from Collectibles, the app that I use to do my fractional investing. And apparently there is an offer on this Steph Curry lot. Somebody offered $55,000 for a Stephen Curry National Treasures PSA 8, I believe, as well as a hand signed, authenticated Topps Gold rookie and Topps rookie. At $55,000, that puts investors at about a 34% profit. We picked up each share for $20, so we'd be getting $26 back in return. At the time when this kind of initiated, I was kind of skeptical, so I didn't buy too many shares. I want to say I picked up about 20 shares, so that would put me at about $120 in profit, which obviously isn't much. So what they do is they allow you to kind of vote if you're in or out on this trade, and then they kind of wait to the end, take all the voters, and whoever has the higher percentage, that's what happens. So I voted no. I'd rather keep the cards. I think Steph Curry's national treasures all time. He barely has any rookies as it is, and with the gold BGS 9.5 going for 600K, I kind of can see some upside here with the PSA 8. So, I want to know what you guys think about that. Is this 34% profit something that you would be interested in? Because if so, then you might want to look at collectibles. That seems to be the trend here. They had two offers so far, and they're both kind of within that 35% range. So from traditional investing, that's a hell of a move up, to be averaging 35%. But we all know in the sports cards, well, we're looking for that 2, 3x. And I'm excited to see how it's going to play out. I'll keep you guys updated for those of you who aren't investing firsthand. All right, now let's get into some of yesterday's auctions. I try to go over a few auctions with you guys every day because it's important to stay up on the market. I know everyone doesn't have time to research it themselves. Anthony Davis's Hoops PSA 10 ended yesterday. This is actually up, so that's good for people who kind of bought at the top. I was looking at some of the charts here, and at one point in time, this card hit $720. And for a while, it was trending like in that $500-600 range. And then it dipped all the way down to about $230. So a really huge dip there. And we can kind of see over the last few weeks and months, it's slowly been trending upwards. So we kind of recovered from that 230. We kind of got into some 340 ranges, then 400. And now it's finally, kind of capped over 400. So this card's all over the place. 2012 is crazy. There's some investors some weeks, and it seems like some weeks there's not. So it's interesting. This is probably one of the most volatile cards, in sports cards. So it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of plays out. Obviously, it's AD, so I think it's going to have a good turnaround. And hopefully no one got in at the super top here. I know for a minute we were talking about this card during the playoffs, and hoops kind of took a dip. It kind of fell off a little bit. I'm not exactly sure why, but the sentiment of the hoop set just isn't where it used to be. So again, we're going to see how that plays out, but it's good to see it kind of getting back up there in price with this one ending at $405. So, not quite the 700 that it was, but definitely not $230 either. So that's really good. And hopefully you guys aren't too down on that one. We also see another dip here within Trey Young, his BGS 9 Immaculate sold for $3,300. For a minute, the Immaculate was all the rave. Everyone was trying to get one. I actually sold mine for $5,000, and then the seller returned it, and he actually returned it damaged. He tried to like fix some surface issues on it, and he ended up scratching the card. So I'll share that with you guys. I'll share an update with you guys on that. But yeah, these are going for about $4,500 to $5,000 at one point during the hype, and then they kind of calmed down to about 3,300. That seems to be the trend with Trey Young cards, period, right now. Even his prisms down, quite a bit. It was kind of, maxed out at $700, and now it's kind of in that 550 range. A lot of people selling off because he didn't crush it during the preseason. I'm not going to give you guys any advice because, I can't do that, but I'm looking at this as a potential buying opportunity, really looking at Trey Young price points and seeing if I want to jump back in. It's really fun when you can buy a guy, sell a guy, and then buy his cards cheaper again. So yeah, looking into that, let me know what you guys think. This Immaculate, it went a little less than I thought it was going to go. I'm not going to lie. Maybe it was the patch, but it's really hard to grade these. So seeing it at 3,300, not a bad price point, but not quite the five that it was. Moving on to the next card, this one actually hit a new all-time high, and that's Luka's Court Kings. This is the level 3 of Court Kings. I'm probably going to do a full-length video. I've been thinking about doing some side content, next to Daily Upside, just kind of giving you guys some more scripted, content. And one of the ones that I have written down is breaking down Court Kings. A lot of people are kind of unfamiliar with it. They're not really educated on the set, myself included. Like I can't look at a Court Kings card and be like, boom, that's level 4. Like I don't know all the imagery like I should, so I'm going to do some research on that. But I do know this is a level 3. You can see the 3 Luka heads. That's nothing to do with it, but that's just how I know. And yeah, this one hit a new all-time high. It went for 1,700, and these are really, really limited, guys. These Court King cards are hard to grade. There's only about 38 Lukas, I want to say, and we're kind of just now seeing the price points go up. So for those of you who may want a new opportunity, let's say you missed out on Optic, let's say you missed out on Select Courtside, Court Kings might be a play. It's not guaranteed yet, but it might be a play. We see the level 3s going for 1,700. I was looking here. This is a level 4 of Luka BGS 9. It's already at $5,000. So that's probably going to go for a pretty penny as well. And like I was saying, if you're looking for a new set to kind of get into and kind of be a part of the first wave, then this could be a play for you. I'm not saying go buy the level 4, but you might be able to get some level 1s of players like, Jason Tatum. This one sold for 255 yesterday, which is relatively cheap. This is one of my favorite looking court sides. And this is a level 2 actually, I'm sorry. And then you might want to get, I saw level 1 of Ja Morant. That one sold for $99. Obviously, these are BGS cards. The PSAs probably go for a little bit more, but it's just kind of showing you that you don't have to break the bank to be into investing or prospecting or whatever you want to call it. You can get into some cards for $100. You can get into some future all stars for $300, and these could potentially move up in price point, just like we saw select, just like we saw optic and things like that. These are rare pretty much across the board. You won't see too many of these serial numbered. Oh, this one actually has the 2 on the back. I wonder if they all have the 2 or 3 on the back. Let's see. Yep, they do. But look, guys, look how damaged this card is. Like, I mean, it's just they're so hard to grade, and this is a 9, and you can really just see the imperfections on it. So yeah, might be a future play. I think it's a really good looking set. We'll be talking about this one more as we get some more information in. Keeping up with the trend of things moving up, I was looking at 2019-20 Prism basketball. We talked about sealed boxes here a few weeks back, and I was looking at Card Ladder. I don't believe that I knew they charted this, and look at the last 3 months of this, guys. This card, I mean, sorry, this box is up 60% in value. It started off at about 1900 and now it's kind of trending at $3,000. So, these boxes are a really, really good play. Maybe you want to invest in a 2019 class, but you don't know who to invest in. These boxes can be kind of used as, your index fund, for example. So maybe you want to do Zion, you want to do Ja, you want to do Brandon Clark, but you're just not sold on it. Buy a box and hold it. They've been giving some great returns. I mean, that's just the last 3 months. Over the last year, it's up 273%. So let's compare that to Zion's Prism PSA 10 over the last year. Like who's up more of a percentage? Oh man, it's not even close. I mean, Zion's Prism PSA 10 over the last year is up 30%. So we went from 200 plus percent to 30%. So yeah, boxes are a play, guys. You can kind of see this. Retail box is also up 86% over the last 3 months. That's also 2920 Prism. And Star Stock just actually launched these. So they're doing boxes now. You can go on Star Stock, buy a box, they'll hold the box for you, keep it warehoused. And I think that's the thing for me. When I was talking about fractional investing yesterday, what I was really getting into is just kind of like warehousing, like storing my stuff. I have a apartment, and you just don't want a bunch of boxes laying around. It's such a hazard. You got to worry about fires and break-ins, and it's really good to know that your stuff is invested, but it's stored somewhere safely. And I think that's a really good benefit of maybe picking these up on Star Stock. Also, just not worrying about returns and refunds and people trying to scam you. Like, this is the way to do it, in my opinion. So I'm going to be looking at some boxes on Star Stock, seeing if there's some potential options. You can actually pick these up in the competition that we're in. So if I see one for a good value and I make enough profit, it might be a play. So yeah, let me know if you guys are out there buying boxes instead of sports cards. I think I'd be interested to talk about that. Moving back to cards, we had another Luca here go for a pretty penny. This is his Donruss Optic Choice. These are just beautiful cards. Serial number to 88. Serial number is the way to go. I actually had one of these at Trey Young, and I miss it dearly. But yeah, this one sold for $9,200. So yep, a lot of money there for that card. We'll probably see this one go up as Luca continues to turn into the MVP player we all know he's going to be. We also saw this card, which I'm really interested in, was a 1985 Nike promo. This is a PSA 10, something you don't see too often, and it sold for $15,000. I actually put this in Upside Auctions, a newsletter that I do every day to show you guys amazing auctions that end on eBay. And I have this one kind of targeted at around $11,500 to $12,000, and it absolutely blew that price point out the water. A lot of people are saying that this is Michael Jordan's true rookie card, and we're starting to see the price go up on that. So I'm not sure if it's hype or if it's cap, but I've been looking at one. Maybe not a PSA 10, but I've been looking at maybe a PSA 10. I'm not sure. I mean, it's a beautiful car. I mean, Chicago skyline, classic Michael Jordan, Jordan 1. It just reminds you of like the little Jordan cards you get in a box. And the way to know that these are like real, for those of you who are trying to buy like non-graded ones is you have to, get the promotional use. So it will say promotional use only, not for resale. And that's kind of what, gives you the stamp of approval. And then, finding this in the PSA 10 is just extremely, extremely rare. So again, looking for you guys to chime in on this one. What do you think? Is this the true Michael Jordan rookie card, or are you still sticking with that 86 Fleer? Let me know down in the comments. For those of you who are looking at, maybe picking up some new plays, some new investments, I actually did launch the sports cards pick of the week yesterday. So definitely might want to check that out. I'll leave the link to that in the description. Big plays here. We do this every week. We try to pick out cards that are undervalued. And what we do in this channel is we don't just talk about performance and things like that. I try to find cards that have fundamental value, fundamental plays, essentially meaning that the player doesn't even have to necessarily do well for the card to go up. This is a part of the market cap method. This is something that I offer to my members. So if you haven't picked up the market cap method, I definitely think you should do so. And if you haven't subscribed, then you might want to do that as well, because this insight, it's worth more than $12. With that being said, guys, head over to the High Upside Show, type in your email address, be a part of the team, join over 1,000 people to get these plays every day. Don't be behind on the market, guys. You don't want to be behind on this kind of stuff. You don't want to wait for daily upside to get this stuff, because if you're on the newsletter, you get the plays early. That's it for this one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Happy investing.